Can a budget LPVO perform at the same level or near one of the higher end ones? Let's talk about it. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. We are approaching 6,000 subs, which is 6 times more than I expected to have at this point in time. We're at 6 months into this journey, close to 6,000 subs. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe, even if it's a negative comment, right? A few videos ago, somebody commented that I was the Temu version of Coleon Noir. Like, I've never been more flattered in my life. But seriously, guys, get down there, leave comments. Let's boost this algorithm, and let's just continue to grow the channel. So what are we talking about today? Today, we're going over a pretty cool little optic that got sent out to the channel, an optic that I think you'll really like. And that optic is the EP-8 from Arken Optics. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Arken Optics, for me, gives you the best bang for your buck for scopes that can give you really high level performance without that high dollar amount that you see from other companies. So today we are going to examine if the EP-8 holds up to that standard that Arken has kind of set for themselves. Now first, let's quickly go into the specs because I know some of you out there want to hear these. All right, it's made of high quality Japanese glass. Why that's important? Because you're going to get minimal chromatic aberrations. It's got a 28 millimeter objective diameter, 3.74 inches of eye relief, 1/4 MOA turret adjustments, 110 MOA of elevation and windage adjustments, has an integrated throw lever, weighs in at 21 ounces, uses CR 2032 batteries, and comes with flip caps that I currently don't have installed. I took them off. Let's get into some of the pros and the things that really make me like this optic. First, it's that it has a 34 millimeter tube. Usually on budget optics, a 34 millimeter tube is kind of unheard of. Why a 34 millimeter tube is important is because that lets more light into the optic, giving you a better picture. Right. The second thing I like about this is that it is a first focal plane scope. For me, first focal plane is the standard. I know it can be a personal preference. Some people like second focal plane scopes. I personally don't. So the fact that I'm getting a first focal plane scope and a 34 millimeter tube at this price point, I think is pretty sick. I think that's pretty dope. The third thing that I really do like about this scope is the cap turrets. Now, why are these important, right? You screw these turrets off, you can set your zero, and you put the caps back on there, and you don't have to worry about any of these adjustments getting bumped. So I think that's pretty sweet that they incorporated some cap turrets for both elevation and windage. Okay, so we've talked about a bunch of things when it comes to the scope, but you really kind of want to see it in action. So I took this thing out to the range and there was a few things that I wanted to test. First was how well did this thing perform at distance? Now, you got to take that with a grain of salt. The scope does its thing, but you also need a user, i.e. me, to do the thing as well. And guys, I'm learning long range, so don't, I'm still learning, okay? Just give me a little bit of a break on that. But we were able to take this out to 400 yards at the ranch, at my favorite place, hopefully your favorite place. We took it out there, and then, here, just kind of take a look at the footage. All right, so what we're gonna try and do now is we're gonna try and get 2 hits at distance, all right? We're gonna start at 100 yards, then we'll go out to 200, 300, 400. If we get out to 500, we'll do it. We'll see how that works, and that's, I will be the limiting factor on that. But we're just gonna see how this EP-8 performs, out the distance. You want an LPVO to see a little further and to stretch out a little further? Let's see if we can do it. All right, here we go. All right, this is out to 100. All right, that is good. 200. All right, little low, but hit on 200. Out to 3. Steel plate. Hit low left though. All right, hit. It's out to 3, 4. These are pretty big plates, so I can't, it's not too. Miss. 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 I can't tell where I'm at. Through the big plate. All right, I'm not seeing where I'm missing. Get out a little bit further. All right. Well, out to 400, I'm struggling with my holds, so that's put that on me. This is at 100. Cool. Going out to 200. Groups are all over the place. All right, there's 2. Got 300. Now I will say this magnification is pretty nice. Once you get to the further ends of the magnification, you do get a little distortion, but that's normal. Miss. Miss. There's a hit. There's a hit. My holds are all off. I could tell that already with the wind. We got a pretty decent wind out here, and 5.56 55 grain is not really built for that. And let's do it again. Hit. Miss. Hit. You know what? Let me tell you how much a rookie I am. I thought I was shooting at a piece of steel. It was actually just a cardboard backer. So that first run, I could have been getting hits at 400, but I was shooting a cardboard expecting a ring back. Momo. But you saw, you know, the misses were 100% on me. This is absolutely viable out to distance. The picture out the distance was clear. As long as I'm looking for the right thing, it would have been great. But yeah, so yeah, that was the first thing I wanted to test, was getting it out the distance. All right, the second thing I wanted to look at was this reticle daylight bright. So I went out there and shot some 50-yard bill drills, and just, you know what, go look at the footage on this one. Pretty bright out here today, and yes, it is daylight usable, right? I have it on 9. I have it on the max setting. I have to put it on the max setting to be able to see it, right? So that'll drain the battery a little bit. But I can actually use illumination right now. It's not as bright as my A-Tacker. Can't lie about that. It's not as bright as my Vortex Razor. It's just not. But this is far less expensive. So, you know, you got pros and cons with it. But just the on 9 power, I can use illumination. It's not the brightest. You do have to look a little bit harder. But, you know, that's just one of the things you get with, you know, a budget optic. But enough talking. Let's do these bill drills at 50 yards. Let's try it. I think that was 6. That was a 752. All right. Let's try it again. Oh, bad cheek weld. Oh. All right. 814. All right. 593. Speeding it up a little bit. We'll look at the hits after this. All right. Barrel's starting to heat up. Yeah. We got one more run in, and then we'll go look at the hits. Woo! All right, that was 650, and I'm gonna put my glove on because I can feel the gas and the heat coming off of the barrel right there, right where my hands were. So that's hot, but let's go look at the hits. All right, so these are my hits. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out. You know, the rest are, oh, 9. There's, woo, threw that guy. I got 9 in, or 9 out. 50 yards, I'll take it. We were going pretty slow, but, you know, working on stuff, just trying to get better. But yeah, that's it. Let's do a different drill now, all right? Do something a little fun. All right, so looking at that, you can see that, yes, you can use the scope in daylight conditions. I had to have it maxed out at the highest power, and then I was able to pick up the red illumination on the actual horseshoe or on the actual reticle. Is it the same daylight bright as my A-Tacker or my Vortex Razor Gen 2? No, it's not. But again, like for instance, the A-Tacker is literally more than 7 times the price of this. So there are some gives and takes with the price point that you're getting this at. But yes, you can use this during the daytime in bright conditions. I'm down here in South Texas. It's always hot and always bright. And I feel very confident in being able to use the illumination on the reticle that the EP-8 gives you. And I know for some people that this not being, you know, as bright as the sun in bright conditions, that could be a con for some folks, and I understand that. But for me, it was definitely usable. You did have to look a little bit harder, but it was definitely usable in, you know, bright conditions. Right. And the third thing I wanted to test out, was this an actual true 1X when you're at 1 power with the scope? One of the biggest criticisms you'll see of LPVOs is that at 1X, you aren't getting an actual 1 power. And what does that mean when I say 1 power? If you take a red dot and you look at a target, what you're going to see is you're going to stay target focused. You're going to bring the red dot up. You're going to superimpose the red dot onto the target. The target doesn't change. That's what, for me, that's what 1X means. And so I wanted to put that to the test and take a look at this footage here. All right, guys. Now we're at 15 yards. And what I want to do now is look at the 1X performance of the optic. Box drills. I'm at 15 yards, 2 to the body left, 2 to the body right, 1 to the head, 1 to the head. And we'll see how it goes. Here we go. Ah, I threw that one. Headshot over there. I overdrew that. Trigger freeze. Through those. Guys, on 1X, this is, in my opinion, 100% usable at 1X. Yes, you still do get some distortion. It is not a true one-to-one. I'm not saying that, but this is usable 100%. Oh, we're out. All right, so for me and from my eye and in my opinion, you do get a little distortion from the optic. Again, this is not like looking through a red dot. It's just not. You're looking through a scope. They're 2 different optics. And for some people, that could be a con. And again, I understand that. But for me, the 1X on this was 100% usable. The biggest determinant factor on whether or not this will be usable is training. And I just need to train more with LPVOs. All right, guys, let's wrap this thing up. And on this channel, I tell you no lies. I really, really do like the EP-8 from Arken. This LPVO comes in at a price point right around $375, as listed on the website right now, that really, really can't be beat. You're getting 1:8 magnification. You're getting a 34mm tube. You're getting first focal plane. You're getting a reticle that is usable during the daytime. It is not a true 1X, but it's very, very close, very, very usable. I think the package that you get with this optic is really, really, it's really pretty awesome. And I'm really, really impressed with the performance of this optic. I really do think you should go check this out. If you're in the market for an LPVO and you don't want to spend $2,900 like I did on my A-Tacker, this is something that can get you into the game and actually hold up pretty well. Let me know what you think about the EP-8. Let me know what LPVO you're running. Let me know if you're even interested in LPVOs. But yes, I really do like this guy. But that's it for today. I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.